The world of intelligence was shaken today, June 24, 2025. News reports began to circulate with a stunning claim. They said David Barnea, the chief of Israel's famous spy agency Mossad, had been killed. These early reports came from sources linked to Iran and other regional media outlets. They stated that Barnea was the target of a major Iranian attack. The attack involved a wave of ballistic missiles and drones. This event, if it is true, marks a very dangerous moment. It pushes the long-running shadow war between Israel and Iran into the open light. The details of the attack are still unclear and filled with speculation. Israeli officials have not confirmed the news. They are staying completely silent. This silence is typical in moments of national security crisis. It allows them time to understand the situation and plan their response. In the meantime, the world is left to wonder. Was the attack successful? Did Iran manage to kill one of Israel's most important and protected figures? The lack of official information only makes the situation more tense. It creates a vacuum that is quickly filled with rumors and claims from all sides. According to the Iranian narrative, the strike was a direct hit. The sources claim the missiles targeted a secret Mossad location where Barnea was present. It could have been the main headquarters or a hidden command post. The operation was described as a precision assassination. It was meant to be a direct answer to recent Israeli actions against Iran. For Iran, this would be a huge victory. It would show that their intelligence and military power can reach the very top of Israel's security leadership. The message is clear: no one is safe. The international community is watching this situation very closely. Intelligence agencies from the United States to Europe are on high alert. They are trying to confirm what happened. They are also trying to prevent the conflict from getting worse. Diplomats are calling for both sides to be calm and avoid further escalation. But in the Middle East, events can move very quickly. The alleged death of a Mossad chief is not just a news story. It is an event that could change the rules of the game for everyone involved in this long and bitter conflict. David Barnea was not just a spy. He was the leader of one of the world's most powerful intelligence agencies. Appointed as the head of Mossad in June 2021, he was known for his modern and aggressive approach. His mission was to protect Israel from its enemies, and he did so with great focus. Barnea believed in using technology and creative thinking to stay ahead. He was not a public figure like a politician. He worked in the shadows, planning and directing secret operations far from public view. His work was his life, and his main target was Iran. Under his leadership, Mossad became more daring. Barnea was often called the architect of Israel's covert war against the Iranian regime. He was responsible for a strategy that aimed to stop Iran's nuclear program and limit its influence in the region. This strategy involved many different kinds of operations. Mossad was blamed for sabotaging Iranian nuclear sites and military bases. It was also accused of targeting key individuals. Barnea believed that taking out important leaders and scientists could slow down Iran's progress and disrupt its plans. He was a man who believed in taking the fight directly to the enemy. Barnea's career was long and distinguished. Before becoming the chief, he served in many operational roles within Mossad. He was deeply involved in recruiting agents and running complex missions. This experience gave him a deep understanding of how to conduct secret warfare. He was also Israel's main negotiator for hostage releases. He worked with countries like Qatar to bring Israeli citizens home from Hamas captivity. This showed another side of his job. It was not just about fighting, it was also about saving lives. He was seen as a key figure in Israel's entire national security system. His reputation was so strong that he was one of the few security leaders who was not blamed for the failures of October 7, 2023. While other intelligence chiefs faced calls to resign, Barnea's position was secure. His performance was judged on his global operations against Iran and its allies. He vowed to hunt down every Hamas leader responsible for the attack. This promise showed his determination. He was a relentless and determined leader, and his loss would leave a very large hole at the very top of Israel's defense establishment. The alleged assassination of David Barnea was not a random act of violence. According to Iranian sources, it was a carefully planned and executed military operation. Tehran claims this strike was direct retaliation. It was payback for years of Israeli covert attacks on Iranian soil. From their perspective, Israel had crossed too many lines. Mossad, under Barnea's command, was accused of killing around a dozen Iranian nuclear scientists and high-ranking military officials. These actions were seen by Iran as acts of war, and they had promised to respond at a time and place of their choosing. The list of Israeli operations that angered Iran is long. In 2022, Mossad reportedly kidnapped an Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps agent from inside Iran to get information. In June 2023, they stopped a planned attack in Cyprus. By 2024, Mossad claimed it had prevented more than 50 attacks sponsored by Iran around the world. Each successful Israeli operation was a blow to Iran's pride and a challenge to its power. Iran felt it needed to show its own strength. Targeting the head of Mossad would be the ultimate show of force, a message that Iran could also play the game of targeted killings. The strategy went beyond just stopping attacks. Under Barnea, Mossad took the fight to Iran's allies. In Syria, Mossad was blamed for the deaths of senior Iranian commanders like Sayed Razi Mousavi and Mohammad Reza Zahedi. In Lebanon, Mossad was believed to be behind the pager and walkie-talkie explosions that crippled Hezbollah's communication network in September 2024. These attacks hurt Iran's ability to operate through its proxy forces. For Iran, the death of Barnea would be justice. It would be a way to balance the score and restore its image as a regional power. This alleged strike represents a major change in Iran's strategy. In the past, Iran often responded through its allies like Hezbollah or militias in Iraq. This allowed them to deny direct involvement. By launching missiles directly from its own territory at a high-value Israeli target, Iran is taking direct responsibility. This is a much riskier move. It shows that Iran's leaders may have decided that the shadow war is over. They are now willing to engage in a direct, open conflict with Israel, which could have devastating consequences for the entire region. If David Barnea's death is confirmed, the impact will be enormous. For Israel, it is a massive blow to morale and a serious security failure. The head of Mossad is one of the most protected individuals in the country. His death would prove that even the highest levels of Israel's leadership are vulnerable. This could force a major rethinking of Israel's security plans and defense strategies. The intelligence community would be in shock. They would have lost not just a leader, but a symbol of their strength and supposed invincibility. The government would face immense pressure to respond forcefully. For Iran, this would be a historic achievement and a huge propaganda victory. It would be celebrated as a successful act of revenge against its greatest enemy. The Iranian government could use this event to boost its support at home and its standing in the Muslim world. It would send a powerful message to other countries in the region. Iran is a military power that can strike at the heart of Israel. This could make Iran's allies more confident and its rivals more cautious. It would completely change the power dynamics of the Middle East, making Iran appear much stronger. The world's reaction has been one of extreme concern. Western nations, led by the United States, are urging for calm and de-escalation. No one wants to see a full-scale war between Israel and Iran. Such a war could disrupt global oil supplies and drag other countries into the conflict. International diplomats are working behind the scenes to try to control the situation. They are talking to both sides and trying to prevent any rash actions. However, the deep anger and desire for revenge on both sides will make their job very difficult. What happens next is uncertain, but the path forward is dangerous. Israel has a long history of responding strongly to attacks on its leaders. A massive Israeli retaliation against Iran seems very likely. This could include strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities, military bases, or even its leadership. This could start a cycle of attack and counterattack that could easily spiral into a major regional war. The shadow war, once fought with spies and secret operations, could now be fought with armies and missiles. The coming days are critical. The decisions made in Tel Aviv and Tehran will determine if the region steps back from the edge or falls into a new and terrible conflict.